women can't lift heavy.
Bulky equals male. The way that you build muscle is through progressive overload. Lifting weights actually helps increase your bone density, which is incredibly important, especially for women, in preventing the development of osteoporosis.
They can't go as hard as men.
The way to get this toned physique is lifting with light weights, high reps.
Daily walking around and you look like the Hulk. She want to train like a gym bro, train like a gym bro.
Today, I'm gonna be working out the way that women are supposed to work out.
Back with another mother loving video today. Can women train like men? We got a lean beef patty. If there's some women watching, put y'all on game. How y'all should train, your training styles. Let's get to it.
If you've spent literally any amount of time on the internet ever, you know that there's a lot of information out there. That can be both a pro and a con, depending on what the information is and where it's coming from. For fitness information, the situation is no different.
What makes her a pro? What's your maxes? What's your PRs, fam?
Today, I'm gonna be working out the way that women are supposed to work out, according to the internet. Let me start out by saying a lot of these are extremely cliche. To believe it's rage bait. Like, I genuinely think it's rage bait, but unfortunately, a lot of...
I guess they be saying women can't lift heavy. Or like, they can't go as hard as men. I'm not saying that, but that's what they say, man.
Let us explore the myths and methods of women's fitness. Myth number 1, women should work out for toning. Now, first, let's define the aforementioned toning. Usually when people reference a woman's body as being toned, they do actually mean muscular. However, there are normally limits to the muscularity. So, for example, it's like a scale, where also it's very subjective. So it'll go from like skinny, you know, to toned to, oh my God, you're a freaking beast, and then fat. Or, you know, something like that. As I mentioned, it's super subjective, so definitely the definitions and the categories vary widely. But generally speaking, toned is a slim, muscular.
If you are competing, obviously you're gonna be overly toned. Daily walking around and you look like the Hulk, it is kind of crazy.
Way to get this toned physique is lifting with light weights, high reps. Now, I do see some people on the internet being like, that's stupid, don't work out like that, that doesn't do anything. If there's one thing that I am, it's a devil's advocate. Now, I would say if you
that's how you get toned.
Like that, freaking work out like that. It's literally, it's your life, literally it's your body. Do that if you like doing it. However,
facts.
If you think that is the thing that gives you that toned look, not necessarily. Generally speaking, if you already have some degree of muscle, the toned look is often just reducing body fat, which is done via a calorie deficit. That being said, this myth of lightweight, high reps to build that toned muscle is a myth. The way that you build muscle is through progressive overload. That would be progressively increasing difficulty over time. Of course, if you're like, I don't want to keep building muscle. For most people, there is a natural limit, so it's going to be freaking hard. 2 kind of plays into myth 1. Lifting heavy makes women bulky.
You gonna get big if you lift heavy. That's what it is. If you're a woman in the gym, you try and get right, bro. Go ahead and get right. Who cares?
I think people online will be like, bulky equals male or masculine. This is not the case. If women weren't supposed to have muscles, they literally wouldn't have muscles. You know, everybody has muscles. Now, of course, there are aesthetic preferences, and I get that. One of these hormones mentioned a lot, and that is important for muscle growth and strength, is testosterone. Women naturally have 10 to 20 times less testosterone on average.
So that means you're not gonna be as strong.
Strong with myth number 3, women should only do cardio.
Cardio is important. Training awesome, trying to get strong, building for real, trying to build a lot of muscle. Don't do too much cardio. I run about 3-4 miles a week.
But there's a lot of things that weightlifting can provide that cardio just doesn't provide. For example, a lot of people like to use cardio to burn calories, which it does do. But lifting weight can also burn calories as well. In the moment, not as many calories as cardio, but building muscle actually increases your metabolism and helps you burn more calories at resting. Apart from the metabolic advantages, lifting weights actually helps increase your bone density, which is incredibly important, especially for women, in preventing the development of osteoporosis.
What is that? Hey Siri, what is osteoporosis?
Osteoporosis is a systemic skeletal disorder characterized by low bone mass, microarchitectural deterioration of bone tissue leading to more porous bone, and consequent increase in fracture risk.
But it happens to women more often than men. That's why women have to work out and build their strength, because as they get older, you lose muscle. If you don't work out, you lose the muscle, you lose strength, and you can't get out the tub, you can't get up, blah, 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 blah. The old people necessities.
Cardio, your cardiovascular health. However, let's not neglect the benefits of lifting heavy weights, which includes your overall body composition and your bone health. Next myth: ab exercises give you abs. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but this one is actually true. And before you get up in arms, like, oh my god, Pat, ab exercises don't give you abs.
Abs, that's the number one in the game. Big dog, that's my specialty. I advise everybody get a nice core, nice hard, nice tight core. It's gonna help you in the long run through all your other exercises.
Working them out and using progressive overload is going to grow that muscle. Now, the thing is, everybody has abs. Something you might hear a lot of people say is abs are made in the kitchen. And that's partially true, but no, they're freaking not. Abs are made in the gym. However,
Facts.
they can be revealed in the kitchen via a calorie deficit if you have a high level of body fat. Now, some people can have visible abs at a higher level of body fat, but most people are going to need to utilize the calorie deficit and the workouts in order to get visible abs. And for a lot of people, having visible abs is simply unrealistic and potentially unhealthy. Fat is actually an important and healthy part of the human composition. A lot of hormones and other biological processes are dependent on having a certain level of fat on the body, especially for women. If you go too far down, you will become infertile, right? You'll lose your period. You'll experience a number of unpleasant symptoms. That being said, dependent on the individual, ab workouts alone are usually not enough to give you visible abs. And
Get that core, man. Do them abs, man. Definitely.
our last myth, I'll try to keep this short and sweet. You can spot reduce fat. Fat loss happens everywhere.
Hey Siri, what is spot reduce? Fat.
Spot reduction is a type of targeted exercise intended to burn fat in specific body areas. This is from Health.
That's fire.
You're losing fat. And that's done via a calorie deficit. Of course, genetically, some people might lose fat faster or more in certain areas of their body, but you can't do that via training. It doesn't work universally like that. All that being said, if you genuinely like working out like any of these things, keep doing that, you know, and that might just be the devil's advocate in me, but I think if you're moving your body and you're enjoying the process, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Nonetheless, I think it's important to understand what is a myth and what's kind of actually happening in this workout process.
Either way, a woman can train either way. If she want to train like a gym bro, train like a gym bro. I don't really think there's a feminine or a masculine way to train. Exercise is an exercise. Do what you want to do. Have fun with it. Lose weight, gain weight, get shredded, get bulky. It is what it is, man. Have fun with it, like I said. And remember, always stay locked in. Appreciate y'all for watching. Please subscribe. Hit that follow. Like she said, don't neglect that button, man. Appreciate y'all. Stay locked in. Hold it down. Peace.